Hello everyone, this is INVADERONE with a video tactics guide on defeating Platinum on Ghost. And in this situation, I decided to ask Shadrach to help me out a little bit. I had already created pretty much the entire strategy on how to defeat Ghost, but I needed a little bit of fine-tuning on the extraction and um, and kind of what character was needed here on the left side of Ghost. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up, we brought two demolishers to have the grenade capacity to strip shields. Also, there's a little bit of an issue with ammo in this map if you're kind of holding out in this area on the on building 7. Now, on the left hand side where you see Shadrach is at, this is going to be the most troublesome area. If you notice, there are phantoms immediately coming in. And what I recommend for that side is that whoever's going to manage that side has to be a very strong player. And not even too strong either. It's just that the person should have at least a Geth plasma shotgun to stagger and stun phantoms, because there are going to be tons of phantoms coming from the left hand side. And I'm going to be honest with you, the good thing about holding out in this area is that, one, I'm an infiltrator. I can handle the right side, and I can go out to do individual hack devices if necessary. The other thing is that we have our two demolishers who are supplying ammo and making sure that they are throwing out as many arc grenades as necessary to strip shields from the enemy, and also doing a ton of tech bursts by mixing it up with homing grenades. Sorry about that. And what they're doing is that they have quite a decent mix in their build, so that they're casting homing grenades and arc grenades at the same time and doing a lot of tech bursts. As you can see, this right side allows me as an infiltrator to go out a little bit and peek without having to worry too much. And I can go back and forth and help the team. My role is a little bit of a mobile one. I can go back and forth. I can heal the team to make sure that they're fighting, and they're funneling enemies in. Now, the good thing about being here in this building is that the enemies, you're forcing the enemies to spawn across the way. Because of that, you have this long walkway in the center area. This left side here, right there in the center, where enemies have to come to you. So you have the atlases, and you see later on that the banshees will be coming to, and it really works out. The only tough part again is just the left hand side of building 7, where the phantoms will come down left and right. It's at the portion on the left where Shadrach is at. That stair. Staircase will have a lot of issues because, well, not a lot of issues, but mostly that you're going to have to really be on point. There are going to be tons of phantoms. There are going to be nemesis coming down through it. The good thing about it is that since they have to kind of do the animation of going down that ladder, then you can catch them as they come down, and with the Geth plasma shotgun, you're staggering them. And that's why it is recommended. And I was talking to Shadrach. He recommends the Geth plasma shotgun for that area, and it worked out quite well. We had already done this. I had already done this map with another team, a brand new team of people, and we did really great. We did wave 10. We always made it to wave 10. We just had a little difficulty with extraction, but with Shadrach's side, we were able to figure out the best extraction area, and it worked out quite well here. And as you can see, my job is mobile. I'm going back and forth, making sure that the team is okay. Oh, actually, my other job, before I forget, is to debuff enemies. If you are the infiltrator, or you're the Geth infiltrator, or you are the Solarian infiltrator, or even like the Turian, make sure that you're using your proxy mine to debuff enemies. So that's what I'm doing a lot. Sometimes you'll see that I'm just throwing proxies. I'm not even, because I have a short-range weapon, mid-range actually, which is the Piranha in this case. I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of a punch, when I shoot. So I am actually making sure that I'm debuffing enemies, and it doesn't matter, if I get a kill or not. I'm just making sure that I'm trying to kill as many enemies as fast as possible. But before that, making sure that I'm debuffing them, especially the big boss enemies. As you can see, I'm just shooting as many proxy mines at these big enemies as fast as possible. And you will see that. Also, the great thing about building 7 here is that, as you can see, the Atlas, that Atlas cannot go down that ladder on the left-hand side. So he has no choice but to go down to this whole path He's going down. By the time he gets down to the bottom, he's been debuffed and wrecked. So, in all honesty, he was going to be defeated regardless. Now we have an objective here. This is object recovery. The reason I go out for it, normally I recommend that the Infiltrator kind of not pick up the packages if we have an objective like this. The thing is that since I am the Geth Infiltrator, I have movement speed bonus. And because of that, I pick up the package because I can actually go a little faster. I'm actually very powerful offensively. I'm making sure that, you know, I'm still, you know, casting proximity mines whenever I can. And make sure you take cover a lot. You notice I was almost down here. I can still have my Geth hunter mode. I like to keep it on most of the time, but when you see a situation that you're going for the package and there's just way too many enemies around you, then turn off Geth hunter mode. At least like that, you can ensure that you don't die right away, like I did right here. Now that we got it, you saw that my team was with me. Even though I got downed, they got me up immediately, and they were able to also help me out. So when you do the when you get the pizza delivery, you definitely want your team with you. In gold, it's a little easier. You just go right ahead and you know, and you pretty much just you can go out to people. On platinum, I recommend that your entire team goes out with you. Three of you guys should be kind of deviating the enemies, distracting them. You know, but at the same time mid-range, so that if I go down or if your buddy goes down, whoever's carrying the pizza, whoever's carrying the device, you know, can actually go right ahead and pick them up. So yeah, I had a few fails here on my side because I didn't turn off Geth hunter mode, and I love it. I love Geth hunter mode. And this situation, when I picked up the device, I should have turned it off. But you know, in the first one I decided not to because it gives me a speed bonus, so I said, okay, well, let me pick it up and, you know, bring the device. And once you're done with all that, what you want to do is actually come back and take your positions back. You want to make sure that you are, you know, always regaining your positions, kind of like a military tactic. You know, you want to make sure that the enemy does not overrun you, does not take your position, does not keep what is yours. So once you are done with you know, bringing the objectives, you know, take back your spots. In this situation, some of us decided to go out only because you know, the enemies were taking a little long. Some of our buddies were still back at the spot, so it wasn't much of an issue. But we just went right ahead and just finished off the last few stragglers that were around. Now we're getting to waves that the Banshee comes out, and this is the fun part. As you can see with this build, with this setup, is very powerful, and you will notice how we are actually, before even the Banshee comes down, we are debuffing her and stripping down her shield. As you can see, she has no choice but to come to the center. She also has to take that path. Very rarely we should go from the right side, the side that I am covering. And because of that, you know, she's coming through the center. We're making sure that even before she gets in, we're casting grenades, and we're debuffing her with a proxy mine. So by the time she really gets into the room, she is already in big trouble. And that is good because she is just a pain. She is a big pain. You will find some funny moments here where, I don't know, she's like, I'm not sure if it's in this, I think it might be in this video, where she just kind of warps to the top of one of the desks, and it's just kind of crazy. I don't know, the stuff that Banshees do sometimes just surprise me sometimes. But anyways, you can see, once the Banshee is done, you got to make sure you're again covering your spots. You know, I keep on going to the right side, making sure that no enemies are, you know, coming to surprise us. And again, check this out. Look at the Banshees. Her barriers are already down. She hasn't even gotten here yet, and she's already pretty much dead. And on the left-hand side, you're not seeing this. You'll see it as I go back and forth. But Shadrach has, you know, one of the toughest parts. You know, he's going when he sees the Banshee, he comes into the center, but he's got a lot of Phantoms coming on the left-hand side. You can see the kill feed, and you can kind of see that. Now again, look at this situation. Banshee in the center, debuffed, barriers down. She hasn't even gotten to us yet, and she's dead. And don't get me wrong, she will get to you. There will be moments she will just get to you. She will get inside the room. Once she's inside the room, you know, she's pretty much toast. You see the situation? I got hit by a warp ball, and I told the guys I'm going down, so I sat right next to them. They all knew that I was going down. This situation, it was one of those where, you know, I said, hey guys, I'm gonna go down, and you know, we make sure that we're covering ourselves. And, you know, one important thing, you guys already know this, and I say it a lot in one of my other videos. So, but I just like to repeat myself a little bit to make sure that, you know, these points are covered. You got to make sure that you're taking care of your missiles and metagels. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't metagel. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying that don't rage gel. If your buddies are right next to you, you know, they know you're going down. You tell them, hey, I'm about to go down. The warp will hit me. It's gonna go down now. Okay, there we go. I'm dead, and they'll right away immediately get you back up. Like that, you don't waste the metagel. Because what's most important in platinum, in the sense of recovery, is to make sure that you have your metagels, you have your ops packs, you have pretty much 5 of everything, as much as you can. And your missiles are gold here, let me tell you that much, because when it gets really tight, you know, it's gonna be tough. Fortunately, we didn't have to use a lot of missiles. I'm gonna be honest with you. We actually end up very well here. This strategy actually, you know, worked out very well for us. I mean, you will see that we hardly have to use missiles, and when we do, I mean, like we did the objective wave on wave 3, and we didn't use any missiles. I mean, and right now, when we get to wave 6, I mean, we're actually okay. You know, this wave you get 2 boss enemies coming at you at once, and again, it's gonna get a little hairy for you guys, you know. And I did this with a group of 2 new players that I had not played with before, and it still worked out. It worked out nice. The only issue that I had was with the extraction, which we figured out in this video. And it worked out nicely. Look, you'll have also a random situation where she'll come on the right. Be careful about this, because she would not take the path through the door. As you can see, she actually warps in. And that's not a good thing. If she warps in through the wall, I mean, it's just, forget it. You gotta be really ready and let everybody know she's coming on the right side. This way, you know, everybody knows, okay, she might warp through the wall. If she warps through the wall, then everybody's ready for it, casting grenades and debuffing her. The kind of build that I used was a power build, by the way. I will put the build in the description. I'm just trying to make sure that I was putting the builds in the videos, but it was making the videos a little longer than they needed to be. So I want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to do these batches. And if you guys want to replicate us, that is totally fine. Just want to make sure that you guys don't have, you know, like a 40-minute video or something like that. So, you know, making the videos shorter, making sure that everybody, you know, can watch it. Or you can, one recommendation that I do is, if you can't watch the whole video, which is totally fine, you know, I understand everybody, you know, it takes quite a bit to watch these, then what I recommend is to go through the objective waves at least to see, you know, what we're doing, and listen to the hints and the tips. You know, start off at the beginning of the video, you know, do your first, you know, 5 minutes, then go through the, you know, objective wave 3, 6, and 10 to see what we do, and then at the same time, you know, catch the tips from there. So I try to make sure that I give a lot of the tips through those objective waves. Although I do give tips here and there. I mean, it happens. I mean, there will be things that I'll say, you know, regardless of the waves. So I hope you enjoy it, though. So, anyways, in right now in this situation, we have, you know, targets eliminated. So let me tell you a little something about this. You want to use missiles for this. This is not like gold where you can actually just wait it out and, you know, just shoot a target and blah blah blah. In platinum, if you do not kill the targets pretty quickly, they will overwhelm you. The other enemies will overwhelm you. In this situation, what we did is, what we did is we waited a little bit, we held out a little bit. Once the target got in range, we made sure that we took care of it. But we did it pretty quickly. We wanted to make sure that we don't get overrun by all these other enemies while we're trying to do the target. So you see the first target's done. First target was on our left hand side, so it was easier. Now the next target, I actually went forward. Since I'm the infiltrator, I can cloak. I just went right ahead, took care of it, boom, done, and now I'm back to my spot. making sure that I'm working as a team, not as a Rambo commando, and that I'm on my own. I'm making sure that I'm working as a team, and everybody we're using our missiles evenly. And I'm saying, hey guys, I use mine. Who's next? Boom. And so forth and so forth. And now we have our next target, which is coming right up on us. And while the target is coming, we're taking out enemies. Oh, one thing I will tell you about these ammo boxes. The ammo box on the bottom here is actually not too bad. It's actually okay. It works out quite well. But still, it's the only ammo box you have. That's why I recommend bringing demolishers, because it's just, you have everybody just going for that ammo box, and it's the only one there. And then if you run an animal, then you only have this one and the one all the way across the way. So if you don't have a demolisher, you have to really go out there and just pick up ammo. And platinum, you just have so many boss enemies. You need a lot of ammo to go through this. So anyways, guys, you see that we were able to do the objective wave 6. We got targets, which is a great objective, but believe me, targets eliminated is not the easiest objective anymore in platinum, especially because the enemies will overwhelm you. They'll try to come and get to you. They would not just leave you alone. They would not say, oh well, where are the other guys getting to you, we're just gonna back up. No, they all come to you. They all just overwhelm you as fast as possible. And if your target is something like an Atlas, he is the slowest moving thing. So pretty much every other enemy will come to you much quicker, and you would not be able to do it. You would not be able to get to the target because everybody's already on you. You want to make sure you do not wait too long. You just, trying to defend yourself a few minutes, and then just go a few seconds, sorry, and then just go right out there and try to, take out the target. Now, I went out there because I'm an infiltrator. I don't recommend that everybody just runs out there. I recommend that you make sure that your team is covering you, and you wait till the target it's like right on your line of sight, so you can shoot the missile accurately. Make sure you don't miss, okay? Very important. Make sure you take your time to focus your missile, because there will be moments that you can miss, and this is one of those games that you want to make sure that you're aiming your missile appropriately. I've been in situations where the missile I literally shot it right in the center of 2 Atlases, and for whatever reason, it did not register the entire damage. And I've had to pretty much clean out the Atlas that was left. I definitely recommend that. What's fun about being the infiltrator on the right side is that I can move forward, I can go back and forth, and it's a lot of fun. So here we're taking the usual. As you can see, guys, this is what I enjoyed about playing Platinum on Ghost. It was actually a lot of fun. Believe it or not, I enjoyed this a lot more than a few of the other maps. One thing is that, believe it or not, we're making this look pretty easy, but we're actually kind of working it. We have Phantoms, we have Banshees, and we have a lot of enemies, just coming back and forth. But, you noticed I died a few times. I think I died 3 times already, which is, it doesn't happen often. But the thing is that in these kind of situations in Platinum, where we're, kind of working as a team, working working our tactics this way, it will happen. It definitely will happen, especially with Geth Hunter mode. What you want to make sure with Geth Hunter mode is, you become a very powerful, offensive character, and that's great. But you got to make sure you're behind cover, or either you take out the enemy as quick as possible, and they don't have their buddies next to them to kill you, or if you're removing the enemy and you see that it's more than one, make sure that you have some kind of cover. Like you see, I'm making sure that I have the cover next to me that I can just back into. At least like that, if the enemy has friends or brothers or buddies, whatever, I can cover myself very well. You will have situations like this, then then one enemy is left, we just go right ahead and we just take them all out. You will want to do that in wave 10, by the way. Once we get the objective wave done in wave 10, you will want to kind of leave one enemy standing around, and you see that there's a reason why, because it helps with the extraction strategy. And if you don't get to do that, you can still, you can still run towards the spot where we're going to show you here for extraction. And what we're going to do is we're going to kite the enemies a little bit. As you can notice, one of my buddies over here, his supply pylon is set to also heal. So as you notice, I'm constantly getting healed by this supply pylon, which is absolutely awesome. Again, the same thing as you can see on the left-hand side. You know, you got the Quarian male engineer with the Geth plasma shotgun, just taking down phantoms as much as he can. If not, you will have difficulties. The other group that I play with, we have so many phantoms, and he was having a good time, but at the same time, he was crying after a while, like saying, "I don't want the left side anymore." He was joking around, but it's totally understandable. The left-hand side has so many phantoms. It's just absolutely amazing how, that ladder, they just funnel right in there. So you make sure whoever's on the left side and handling that ladder can manage it, and is using at least a Geth plasma shotgun or something that staggers phantoms, because if not, you will be in deep, deep trouble. Again, my job, debuffing enemies. Make sure that you're careful with building 5 over here on the right. A lot of times enemies will spawn there. Sometimes they don't. I've had the situation where I'm not exactly sure why it's happened. Sometimes I think because I'm in the room and I don't have a line of sight on them, they'll spawn on building 5. And sometimes I think because I do have a line of sight on them, they didn't spawn there. So sometimes you get this situation, this building right in front of me, building 5 on the right side, where you get some atlases and you get phantoms, just spawning immediately. So make sure you're cognizant of that, and you go back and forth and check that out. We're already at wave 9, guys, and now this is the wave where we're starting to get 2 boss enemies at once. So when you get to wave 9, make sure that you are tight, you're on point, you're checking your missiles, you're checking your gels, and as you can see, we're pretty filled up on missiles and gels and everything. I mean, we really don't have any issues here on that because we've managed everything appropriately. We've got the buffing power, and we got the capability to strip shields and weaken armor with both the arc grenades and the homing grenades, and we also have the proximity mine taking us out. So check this out. Look at this now. We're getting a lot of enemies that are going to come into our room, come into our spot, and we'll tell them, hey, this is not the way we roll. This is not the way we roll. You need a permit to get in here. We're making sure that they're paying their dues to make sure they get into our little club here. The other benefit of having the Geth Infiltrator, guys, or the Geth Engineer, you can bring the Engineer to. The great thing about having a Geth is that you have the Geth Hunter mode, and you can see where the enemy's coming from. And you can just call it out. Say, hey, you got a Phantom right there at the bottom, go right ahead, throw a grenade. The Banshee's coming from the right side, you don't see her, but, she's there. So your job will be to call out, debuff enemies, take individual hack devices, to go help out with the objectives. You gotta be on point, and you gotta be really good, really good about that. And again, one of the good things about, one thing that I like about doing these strategy, guys, it's that I want to make sure that when you're watching this, you're saying, I can do this. I can do this with my buddies, and let me tell you something, I'm working on speedrun tactics for all these maps too, because I noticed that a lot of people are doing speedruns, but, they obviously only do it on Glacier, and that is totally fine, because that's the map that where you can get the quickest speedruns done. But I would like, people to say, hey, I'm doing a speedrun on Condor. I'm doing a speedrun. What is the fastest speedrun that you can do on those maps? Because we can do a lot of Glacier all day and all night, and you can get the shortest time on Glacier as quick as possible. But what about on Ghost? What is your fastest speedrun on Ghost? What is your fastest speedrun on other maps? And that is great. You know, speedruns are awesome. You know, they're pretty much a good way to get fast credits and, you know, get maps done really fast. This is really good too. I like playing more as, in all honesty, as a team. You know, have more tactics and strategy and make sure that everybody's kind of working together. You know, that to me is a little bit more fun because everybody at the end of the game, I mean, especially, you know, I played this map 3 times. This is the 3rd time before putting it on video, and the first 2 times worked out well. It was just the extraction. We were, you know, having a little difficulty, but we did wave 10. We got the money. You know, we were almost all extracted. But this one I put it up because we figured out the extraction. But in all honesty, you know, I was able to take 2 new guys that I didn't even know, and we were still doing it. You know, this is definitely doable. That's what I like about these. That's what I like to show in these videos. That hey, you can do them. Now we got the. This is wave 10. We got the objective. You notice that my buddies came with me. 3 of them were with me. I'm making sure that I'm picking up the package or the pizza, and making sure that I have the speed movement bonus. I'm doing it, but they're covering me. And right now is when the missiles come out. Now, you do not want to just shoot missiles left and right. You want to wait. Like, for example, if a Banshee gets a little close, that's when you use a missile. You want to clear the path a little bit. You don't want to go missile crazy here. Why? Because you shoot a missile, they all spawn immediately. So you want to make sure that when you use your missile, you're using it appropriately, because now, you know, now that the device is in, let's say you get both devices in, it's done, and you got the, you know, the little sign there showing you the money. Then you should start cleaning everything out, you know, but still don't waste your missiles, because you're still going to need them for wave 11 for extraction. And if you notice, you know, we finished the objective. We're all coming back to our designated areas. You know, we're still debuffing enemies on our way back. We're throwing grenades. We're making sure that we're cleaning everything up, and so that by the time they come back to our spot, you know, we're taking them down. And again, it's like the military. If you've never been in the military, you never want to lose your ground. You never want to lose your, you know, you never want to lose your ground, because when you lose your ground, it means that the enemy has taken over, that the enemy has won. You know, if he gains ground, then that's it. So if you know anything about military tactics, you know, when you can hold your ground, take a defensive posture, and take out enemies as you can. So in this situation, we have our ground. We're making sure we're taking it back. We're not allowing the enemy to take our ground at all. And we have a defensive posture. We are weakening them as they come. When we go out, we're very powerful offensively. We're doing out our objectives, and we're ensuring that the enemy has no way of defeating us. Now, you will see here, this is the end of wave 10. You know, we all see, okay, is that the last enemy? We'll make sure that we weaken them a little bit. We're taking our time a little bit here. And what we're doing is that little by little, you see, we're going to the left. This is very important. Leave one enemy alive. And check this out, we're all going up the stairs. This is very important for extraction, guys, if you want a very clean extraction. You know, I'm just showing where we're at. Hey, and we're going all the way back here. Now, why are we doing this? We're forcing the spawns to kind of come up around this area. And as the enemies come to us, yeah, we're working them, we're fighting them, we're doing all that. But at the same time, we are making sure that we have a clean extraction. We want to get full extraction here. So by being over here, it gives us enough space, like running space, to actually kite the enemies. And you will see it. This is actually pretty cool. The enemies come to us. You know, they spawn across the way. We still have our proxy mines. You know, I have my proxy mines. We still have our arc grenades, and here we go. We're taking them out. We're holding our ground a little bit. We're waiting for about a minute. When it gets to a minute, that's when we start heading out. But right now, we're just holding our ground. We're making sure that they cannot get in here. Throwing arc grenades. You know, we use missiles if we need to. And check this out. You know, we got our pylon set up. We're healing each other. We got proxy mines, grenades, just going all over the place. This is just absolutely insanity, and it's just a lot of fun. You know, we got down to a minute 05, and here we are. We're moving to this area, slowly but surely, making sure that we are, you know, now we're moving slowly to this little area right here, making sure that the enemies, you know, we're kiting them around. And now that we're here, now one by one, we're all going down this ladder. back to where we were. We're kiting them around. We're forcing them to go around to kind of follow us a little bit and get stuck on those little edges, little corners. And then, you know, we're waiting here a little bit. It's like 30 seconds now. And slowly, 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 we're going around the map. We know that they're going to try to follow us, so we're doing this slowly enough so that we're not hanging out by extraction. You guys know Ghost has the worst extraction. It's a kill box, a kill zone. You can't hang out at extraction and platinum there. And then now it's getting to 10 seconds. Look at that, 15 seconds actually. And then I started running, and boom, we all get into our cover. 4, 3, 2, 1, full extraction. That's kind of how you want to do it, guys. Definitely recommend to kind of hold on by the following at the end of extraction in that building that I showed you guys, and kind of kite the enemies around a little bit. Make sure that you're doing it as a team. You know, remember that ladder, you can only do only one guy can go down that ladder one at a time. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time. You know, while one person is going down, the other person is still shooting and debuffing and shooting, throwing arc grenades, or any power that he has. And then one by one, you get out and you're able to do it. Guys, this has been a video by INVADERONE, and thank you Shadrach and team to help me out with it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and play Platinum on Ghost as much as you can. INVADERONE up.